Hello everyone, this is Tina with Tiaza's Treasures, and today I thought we would just try doing a sheetload of cards without having watched any of the videos or watched any any of the process. So I don't know how any of this goes together. All I have is the printout that I went on Crafty's YouTube channel, and I scrolled down, and I watched her whole video. I did not watch how she put this together at all, and I tried not to actually watch to see what it looked like because I wanted to be totally surprised to see how we could put this together if we knew nothing else about it and only had the printout. So this month, June 2021, sketch uses 6x6 pattern paper, which I love when Crafty does 6x6 because I have so many pads of 6x6 paper. So I pulled out one of my favorites that I've been hoarding that I have not used at all by Mintay, and it's called Bird Song. And it's got, what is it? It's, I don't even know what it is. It's 2 designs, 2x12 designs, it says. All I know is that each one of these designs, I thought it had 4, which it does. It's, oh, okay, it's double-sided. So it's got 4 designs of different cut-aparts and different florals and birds and butterflies, and it all has kind of like this robin's egg or patina type of look with the oranges and the blues and the browns, and I think it's just beautiful. I've been hoarding it. I don't know what to do with it. If you notice, the cover has these cut-aparts on it right here, and they had that on the front and the back cover. I went ahead and I put this in my brother's Scan and Cut. I was going to try to cut all this ephemera out, and I got some of it cut out, but because I had taped the sides, as it was cutting, the tape came off, and it started just snagging big time. It was not pretty. It kind of just, it caught everything, and it just started cutting uneven where it caught it. I did get some cut out though, and I managed to take this back page here, which is tags and some of these cut aparts, and I fussy cut these butterflies here and one of these wreaths, I believe. What did I cut out more than 2? No, just a couple different things I fussy cut out. I fussy cut that flower, these butterflies, and a wreath. And then I've got some other ephemera that did manage to cut out before my brother Scan and Cut ate my pictures. So we'll see. I don't even know how much of that I'm going to use. So what I did too was when I picked out this pad of paper, the supply list said I needed solid cardstock to cut and fold into 8 card bases. And so for that I had, I think this is Recollections from Michael. It's some craft paper. It's probably only 80 pound. It's not a real thick cardstock, but I already went ahead and cut this into 8 bases already and folded it and scored it and the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to use this, and I hope once we get everything layered on, it will be thick enough. And I also took some other paper. It says we need 3 pieces of solid cardstock, 8.5 by 11. I assume that's for our borders or our mats. And so I've got 3 pieces of this. This, I believe, is Marigold from the Stamps of Life. I just thought that matched really well with this pattern paper. I almost pulled out some Stampin' Up! Terracotta. That probably would have worked as well. That's a little oranger. This one's a little more peachy. And I've got, I'm not sure if these are going to work, but for ink colors, I've got Pool Party from Stampin' Up! And Cinnamon Cider. If you don't have Stampin' Up!, you can always use like the Salvage Patina I thought might match too from Distress Oxide. And that's to stamp our sentiment. For our sentiment, I've got some Stampin' Up! Just a Hello die, thinking of you. Some stuff that came with, I believe, the Everything's Rosy kit way back when. I got that on clearance some time ago. Any stamps will work as long as they fit. And this also calls for, it says we want a 2-inch circle. So I've got a 2-inch circle die. And like I said, I really don't know what this is going to look like, or other than what shows on the picture here, or what it's going to come out being. But let's pull out some paper. It says we need 4 6x6 pattern papers. So we're going to just pull out, we'll get probably, I think we'll do two different patterns. Get them out. And I know I'm going to, okay, we've got these two, and then there is, we're gonna do these two with these flowers. I like this, but I don't really know what you use it for. If I can get this out. Anybody else have trouble tearing out these things out of their books? There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. It says yield. We are going to now, so we got our card bases. So we're going to cut that out 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. Okay, let's see what we can do. Maybe I should have cut this out beforehand. Okay, we've cut most of the paper. One of the sheets of the marigold needed to be cut into 8 circles. So I took my actually it's a 2.5 inch circle punch. I thought it was a 2 inch, but I just noticed 2.5. Close enough. We'll trim it down if we need to. But I cut out 8 of these. I cut out everything except one sheet of the 6x6, so you can see how that is done. And now for that we need, let's see, we need 3 and 3, which is easy enough because it is 6 inches, so just down the middle. So let's do that. And then that needs to be 4 1/4. Easy enough. And 4 1/4. Now for this next little piece, I was a little bit confused about, because you see it's got the dotted lines. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? 3 by 1. Well, it's 3, so it's got to be definitely 1 inch. So go ahead and we're going to make that 1 inch. And as I was reading it more, I realized that we are going to cut it in half when we get to that part. Let me show you what I mean in a second here. We'll get 1 again. 1. Get this out of our way. Okay, when we get to this part here, I should have made this all one sheet. We are going to, when we're doing this part, we're going to cut it in half so we have, it goes across our card, because otherwise it's not going to go all the way across our card base, because our card is 4 1/4, and if we cut it in half, you're going to have the circle covering that where it's cut, and you're not going to even notice. So we'll cut that when we get to that that spot. So let's see. Now what does it say to do? Easy peasy. Basically, I guess we're just going to follow the picture now. So we're going to take a card base and we're going to take one of these. Let's see, it's going to be like that and that. And we're going to take one of these. And we're going to put that there. And then we're going to cut this in half. Cut that in half. Doesn't matter if it's perfect because you're not going to see the middle. You can see it's not perfect because I never cut anything perfect. And then we're going to put that there like that. And we're going to stamp a sentiment in the inside. Now I've got these cute little ephemera pieces, so I think we're going to like mix and match a bit. Well, let's start gluing stuff together. Let's see what we can come up with. I like this side too. That's kind of pretty, isn't it? We could do that one. Maybe on one of them. Why is my tape runner not wanting to? My tape runner all of a sudden, oh, there it goes. I was saying it didn't want to put down tape. It was being very ornery. Let me move this sheet load out of the way. I am just like all over the place when I'm crafting. Does anyone else get as messy as me? If you would see my entire desk, you would just weep and be like, what is wrong with you, Tana? Can't you clean up anything? I don't think this matters how we put it on. Maybe it does. And we're going to, I don't know, is that in frame? I'm gonna move it just in case it's not. So I've got that like that, and we will put some tape on here. I wonder if it would be quicker to glue or just to use tape runner. No idea. And get these little tape squiggles again. Not sure if it matters what's up or down. Put that right in the center there. I don't know if that's crooked because I'm trying to keep my head out of the shot. So right now, you know what, we are going to use glue for this part. But yeah, ooh, my glue came out a little rusty. My pin is rusting. Yuck. I had a head pin. I don't know if you know what that is. It's used for jewelry making that I had inside the glue thing, and it kept bending. So I just got a pin out of my stash to put in there, and obviously it's not a stainless steel pin because it is rusting right inside of my bottle, which isn't really hurting anything. Okay, while I was complaining about the rust, I lost the second half of my my piece of paper there. Gotta be around here somewhere. Only me. I'm on camera and I lose my piece of paper. Fun. Told you it was messy. I might just have to cut another one until I find it. It'll turn up. You know it will. It'll turn up when I'm all done making these. So get that cut. Here we go again. Get that on there. To glue this right across. And you know what? Let's put a little piece of scrap paper on the end there. I don't know why I turned that around. We want this in the middle. So we're gonna put that right there. We don't want everything to be lumpy and bumpy. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll do the job. And then we can put that there. And I've got a little bit showing, of course I do. Okay, and there's the other half. See, I told you we'd find it. We're gonna want that there. So we're gonna need I'm gonna kind of come in here, my circle punch, and get a little bit of, try to get some of this and get that in there. There. I'm gonna use this to put on there a little bit so it's even a bit on the card. I still don't know what we're gonna stamp. Maybe we should stamp it first. Don't worry, you're not gonna have to watch me do all the cards. I'm just going to do one of them on camera. Turn that over. I think we're just gonna do hello for now. Do hello. And I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know if it's gonna look that good, so we'll just do brown. And hope I don't get ink all over my fingers, because that's what I do. Anybody else have trouble opening these? There we go. Hello. Make sure that is where we want it. Hope you could see that. Hello. And maybe a 2-inch circle would look better. This is awful big for that tiny hello. There we go. Well, we're definitely going to need some ephemera for that. Maybe a little butterfly there. And with this great big circle. And do we have another one? Little, no, nope, don't like that. I have a tiny little butterfly. And we go like that there. There we go. Okay. And that is our first card. So we managed to get one done without peeking at any videos. Okay, so I've got all 8 of these cards done. I mixed and matched the papers, just the ones that you saw that I was using. I flipped some of them over. So I got like a few different patterns. I ended up with the ink, I only used the cinnamon cider. I did not think the pool party would look good on this marigold. And I just didn't think it would show up. So we've got the brown, which matches. So for our 8 cards, we've got Thinking of You. They're all pretty similar, of course, because it is the sheet load. So we got our 8 cards with some ephemera, and knowing nothing about this sketch, this is what we came up with. So if you enjoyed this video, please think about subscribing. Go check out Crafty Al's Sheetload of Cards if you have not done so yet. I will leave a link in the description box. And bye-bye for now, everybody.